Hey, it's John McCabe. Welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to the John A. McCabe Show. It's all about accelerating your authority in your business or field of expertise. I do that by helping entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, and speakers get seen, get heard, get noticed on any device, anywhere, anytime, in as little as 15 hours worth of effort, also known as the Authority Acceleration Blueprint. Now, it's Wednesday. Typically, we have a guest for the entrepreneur's journey. My guest canceled. I don't have a topic to talk about today. I'm not sure if anyone's on the show or not. I'm actually just in a conversation with my private client who I'm producing her show tonight, and there's a little bit of a stressful situation. And she just texted me and said, are you airing our first disagreement? And yeah, I guess I'm going to talk about our first disagreement. And not just specifically with what's going on between us, but just more in general terms of expectations, meaning the expectations that you have in your relationships, the expectations you have in your business partners, the expectations you have between the client and your client relationships that you have with your clients, and just being very clear on those expectations. And so not being clear on expectations can get you into disagreements, or how should I, not so much disagreements, but not aligned in the right direction, not on the same page. One person thinking one thing and the other person thinking the other thing, and just also the personality styles as well. Is this person, is your client a very high detail person? Are they not prone to taking action because of their perfection? Or is this person not detail oriented at all and just drops the ball on all of the details that you're waiting for? Or if you're the one delivering the service, are you dropping the ball on all the details that need to get done? Or are you highly detailed individuals? So just expectations. Like I said, there's no plan for today's show. And if you're joining me on today's show, you'll notice in the comment section or the header section of this video that I put a link, and if you actually want to click on the link, you can join me live. Just log into the Zoom and just pop on. I'll see that you have joined, and then I'll bring you on the show, and we can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. Because right now I don't have a topic, and I'm not sure that I want to sit here for 1 hour and make stuff up. So if you're joining me today, it's typically the entrepreneur's journey today, and my guest canceled, so I don't have anything planned. But I'd like to encourage you to join me on today's show by clicking the link that's in the header section and coming on the show, and just we can talk about anything. If you need some specific advice, if you want to talk about stuff that's going on, just anything, just let me know. So I'm just double checking the link. I just clicked on it myself, and yeah, it takes me to the website where you can actually log in and become a guest on the show. So why not join me on the show? And what I'm going to do in the meantime, or try to do, is I'm going to actually do some work, and I'll just explain see if I can explain what it is that I'm doing at this point in time. So I'm gearing up for producing live webcast, live web show just like this tonight for one of my clients, Anutsa Bellissimo. She's doing a 4-part series. We had to redo the first part. We redid it last night. There was some technical difficulties the first time we did it, meaning that the audio and the video did not sync. So the audio came through very clear. The video was clear, but it sort of was choppy. So it wasn't in sync with the video for whatever reason. Not sure exactly what the cause of that was. So last night we attempted to do a second redo the first episode last night, and when it first started and I was logging on Facebook, I couldn't see the show anywhere. So I was concerned that what I was actually seeing was that it was disrupted, so it wasn't playing, and I was all concerned. She was 13 minutes into the show, which was actually already late for I can't remember the reason why I was late. I'm sure she'll tell me. I'm sure there were some technical difficulties why we were actually late. I think it was because we were trying a specific program that we had tested 2 days prior. We tested it. We ran it through Facebook. There was no issues whatsoever. So we go to do the exact same thing half hour before the show, and lo and behold, it doesn't work. So I can't hear her. So we're scrambling trying to get that to work. So I tested Skype. I can hear her through Skype. I tested Zoom. I can hear her through Zoom. So, you know, I'm using we're using Blue Jeans at the time. So there was just no way that I could actually hear her through Blue Jeans. We tested her mic. Obviously, the mic was working because, you know, it worked on Skype and it worked on Zoom. We looked in Blue Jeans and the mic was turned on. So every indication was that it was working perfectly fine, because it was the exact same process that we did when we tested it. And we went live just to her private Facebook account. We tested it, and I don't know, we just still couldn't figure it out. So that caused us to be late. So I just set up a Zoom account, and we actually went on Zoom, and we did the show through Zoom. And then so it was late, started late, and then 13, you know, I'm on my Facebook account and I'm trying to find it, and I click on the video, the live video, and it says it's disconnected. And I'm looking at my computer saying, well, it looks connected to me. And I'm searching on, you know, all of her pages, and I can't find the account. I can't see the video going anywhere. So I'm getting quite concerned. So I send her a text message. Oh, another challenge that we had is because she has her mic plugged into the audio port on her iPad, because she was using her iPad to connect to the internet with me, that she couldn't hear me. So I can't talk to her during this event because she's in Arizona and I'm here in Edmonton. So I can't talk to her during this event, or we didn't figure out how I could talk to her. So I'm sending her text messages, and she can barely get, hey, Mark, how you doing? I'm doing okay. No guests. Feel free to click on that Zoom link and pop in there and join me on the show if you want. Don't have a topic. I'm just discussing sort of what's transpiring between myself and my private client as far as the challenges that we're going through with respect to me producing her Facebook account or Facebook live show, the technical challenges that have come up, and also relationship challenges with regards to, and it's a funny thing because she specializes in relationship challenges, just expectation challenges. So what I expect from my clients and what she expects from someone providing her a service. Obviously there was a disconnect in our expectations. Okay, Mark, if you can join. Oh, I see you there. Just let me just give me 1 second here, people. I am just going to switch screens, and hopefully I just need to do something. I see you there. Just give me 1 second, okay? I think it's John, right? Just give me 1 second. I need to make some adjustments to the screen. Because nobody needs to. Just let me go to my. How do I get rid of that? No, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do Do I want to do that? Yeah, maybe I'll do that. No, I can't do that. Sorry, I'm just... oh, and I want to turn my video off. Change the size a little bit. And... there we go. So, I think I'm all set to bring you on. If you are, oh, one thing I need to do is put my handy CIA earpiece in. So just give me a second. So this here is actually. What is the what's the material in the bulletproof vests? Well, this thing is made with that same material, so it's for like the people in the CIA, just in case, you know, a bullet hits it, it's going to save their life. The earpiece is going to save their life. So let me put my earpiece in so I can hear. Are you there, John? All right, just give me a second to pull you into the live feed here, and you're live. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Excellent. Thanks for popping by. And no special topic today, no guest planned. I actually had a guest, but they canceled on me, so I didn't have the time to. I didn't make the time. It's not that you never have the time. It's just I didn't make the time to put a topic together for today's show. And I'm busy getting ready for my producing a live show for one of my clients tonight. So.
Yeah, I seen your Facebook post. And I went, that stuff looks pretty neat. I want to see what John's up to.
So that's
ultimately what got me on here. Next time I get a chance, and I turned on the computer, and there you were. I went, all right, let's click on it.
Yeah, every Monday to Friday, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. This is episode 55.
Wow.
So I'll be doing. It'll go till the end of November, and then I'll be taking December and January off, and I'll be coming back for. The second part, it's just like a TV show. You know, the first half of the season is before Christmas. The second half of the season is in after Christmas, and then you take the summer off, and then you come back for season 2. So that's the plan. Take December, January off, come back in February for 3 months, do another, but it'll be 60, 70 episodes, and then come back, take the summer off. So
after about 50 episodes, what kind of results are you starting to see?
Well, there's a really big play going on with regards to my strategy, and because I'm transitioning, I'm getting back into business consulting, but this time not so much on the operations and processes and procedures, which is what I used to do prior to doing real estate full time. It's moving more towards the marketing and helping people accelerate their authority using a variety of different strategies. So I needed to sort of distance myself a little bit from the real estate space and start creating a brand for myself in the back in the business consulting or specifically in the marketing or authority acceleration space. So that's been the purpose of this show. It's managed to land me some clients already without, I don't really offer anything on the show other than if you want to connect with me, if you want to accelerate your authority. We do that a variety of different ways, either helping people become #1 best-selling authors or Facebook live show or other strategies, content strategies, all designed to position you as the go-to person in your industry.
Yeah.
So it's already garnished some clients for me, as well as I have a speaking gig in San Diego next month down at an event that's being put on specifically about live streaming. So I'm asked to be on a panel, as well as I have have to do a TED Talk style speaking engagements. So
that's kind of cool.
In front of a group of people that are there specifically to learn to do what it is that I'm doing already and how they can monetize the results. Because going into doing Facebook Live, I mean, everybody's turning on that Facebook Live, but unless you have if you're doing it for business, then you should have some sort of a strategy in play as to either driving people to a webinar or getting them to opt into something, getting them on your list so that you can eventually get them to know you, like you, and trust you, and then eventually either sell them on something or help.
It's amazing what a little bit of a follow-up newsletter program can do.
Yeah,
I've been writing one for I think 8 years now.
Yeah,
every month, and I'll have people on that list from years ago. I don't even recognize their names at all or anything.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they'll reply and they'll be like, "Hey, let's go do something."
Very nice. Yeah, it's just putting that constant content out there. That's one of the reasons why I was doing this. It forces me actually to create content because this show, like I said, this show is there's a bigger picture at play here, and that bigger picture is this show actually creates content. So one, it builds my brand awareness. Facebook gives a lot of attention right now to live stuff. So anybody that's doing anything live is going to get a lot of attention.
Or videos too.
Yeah.
I got a friend who's getting video views for 5 cents.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're doing Facebook ads with videos, but Facebook, because right now when you do a post on either your private or your personal page or your Facebook page, it's only being seen by 3 to 5% of the people that are following you or your friends. However,
Yes.
if you do something live, it's being seen by 60, 70, 80% of the people that are on your list. So it's going to end up in their news feed. Whether they click on it and join you is another story, but it's being seen by a lot more people. And
well, yeah, you kept showing up in my news feed, and I found a time when I could get on. That was all it really was.
Exactly. So, and then
I was telling someone about it yesterday. I said, have you seen what John McCabe, that show that he's doing? I'm like, that's kind of neat.
Yeah. So, and then I was always asking people, which I haven't done yet. So make sure that you love, share this video on your Facebook feed with all your friends, people that might find it interesting. Because there's always, Monday is the only day that I talk about real estate investing specifically as a specific business. And then Tuesday's all about business strategies. Wednesday is typically the entrepreneur's journey. Thursday is hot seat coaching. Tomorrow I have an individual coming in where we're actually going to coach her live. And then Friday is anything goes. So I talk about, people's businesses. I talk about, strategies. It's sort of an overflow day, so it can be anything, and it doesn't have to be business related. I've had adventure photographers on that we were talking about, how he lives abroad and things like that, but it always comes back to business at some point in time. But so what have you been up to, John? I see that you're still busy in Fort Mac. Yes,
I have been quite busy. Started looking at a few apartment buildings, which is a little bit exciting for me because I don't have a lot of experience with that.
Nice. Are you working with Dave and Ken on those?
I would like to. I did buy another guy's apartment building course, but I'd like to take theirs as well.
Okay. Which course was that?
His name is Pierre Turgeneau.
Yeah, Pierre Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, Pierre Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Calgary.
Yeah, exactly. He used to actually be with CMHC lending on the apartment side, like on the commercial lending side. So that's one guy that really knows the lending aspect inside and out. And he has multiple apartment buildings. He likes Edmonton. I do know that. He's always looking for properties in Edmonton. He has a very specific criteria. That guy knows his stuff. We were in a mastermind together probably back in 2011, 2012, I think, is where I met Pierre Paul. Great guy. He's actually going to be on the show, I believe, the last week of November. He's going to be
good. I need him to finish up his course. He puts a module out and then says, I'm too busy working on a big deal to do more. And I'm like, I'm trying to buy a building. I need this info. Don't tell me you're too busy. I paid for this in the springtime. I got 3 modules so far.
I thought he already had it done years ago, but maybe he's revamping it. I don't know. But he'll be on Monday, the last Monday of the month. So if you want to mark that in your calendar, 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, Pierre Paul will be on talking about.
1 p.m. on the 28th?
Yeah, on the 28th.
Yeah? Okay, I'm going to put that on there.
So he'll be on talking. We'll talk about sort of apartment buildings and probably get into his course and a little bit about his background. It's typically what I end up doing with people. And I see that Mark Weisenberger says, "Hey, John, how are you doing today?" I'm doing well, Mark. I can only join for a few minutes. I'm babysitting. So thanks for joining me, Mark. I'm not sure if you're still on or not. And Anne joined us as well. And, of course, my mother, she's on the show as well. So welcome, everybody. If you're just joining me on the John A. McCabe Show. My guest today ended up canceling on me. And this is... it's a free-for-all, so there's actually a link in the header of this video. If you click on that link, just as John Simcoe did, you can actually join live and you can engage in the conversation, and we'll just end up talking about whatever for the next continue talking about whatever for the next 37 minutes, because I have absolutely nothing planned. Alan Brown just came on. Hey, Ann, how you doing? Ann was on earlier this week on Monday. I don't know if you know her, John, or not, but Ann is the top trainer for the Rich Dad Education Company in the U.S.
Okay, I don't think I know her.
Yeah, she was on Monday's show, and she's just recently launched. She's still with the Kiyosaki organization, but she just recently launched her own Wealth Attraction Academy. And Alan Brown just joined. Alan was a previous guest as well. And thanks for joining me, everybody. And today is just anything goes. If you want to click on that link and end up in Zoom, then you can join the conversation. Right now I have John Simcoe joining me. John's a real estate investor. He lives in Fort McMurray, Alberta. His primary focus is rent to own right now, but he's looking at getting into some apartment complexes in the near future. And he's taken a course by an upcoming guest, Pierre Paul Turgeon, who will be on the show November 28th. And so what else is going on, John?
Well, I want to be, I don't know if you knew it or not, John, but a year ago, I created a rent-to-own course.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. Because I've been having
so did I. So did I. I just finished mine earlier this month. And I actually haven't launched it. I was supposed to launch it to my list this week, but I still haven't got around to it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I've done about 30. I've got about 30 students right now.
Nice.
And I've done it for just over a year now. So I find the sale of the course is not, there's not like big money there. I know that usually these things are like $1,000 or $2,000 or something. Yeah. Free, but
it's typically
a lot of money when you put a lot of time and coaching into someone, right?
Yeah, that's the biggest. What I found in working with individuals that want to get into the real estate, because the way that you do rent own is slightly different than the way I do rent own. My focus was always on the sandwich lease option, which meant truly no money down strategy.
I'm doing a ton of those right now, John. Right, I'm doing almost more of those than before.
So when you're attracting investors as people that want to coach with you, the biggest challenge is they truly do not have any money. I mean, I started with no cash, no credit, no partners. Built a company, controlled over 10 million in less than 2 years, all with sandwich lease options. And when you're promoting that as the business model, you're truly attracting a lot of people with no money. When I mean no money, they don't have money to pay me to be their coach or pay me to buy the course. So it's a catch-22. Yeah, anyone can do it. I'm an introvert by nature. I went out and did it. So I know that anybody can do it if they have the right marketing behind them to attract the homeowners and the tenant buyers. But unfortunately, when that is my strategy, trying to attracting people that there's, yourself, John, you've been to a lot of real estate investing courses that yes. a lot of people are looking for that. They're sold the dream and they have no money. And the quickest way to get from A to Z is typically through a coach or a mentor.
Yes, well, we'll accelerate things, that's for sure.
And if you can't afford to invest in a coach or a mentor, or even in the courses, then the chances of your success, it's not that you're not going to be successful, but it's going to be a long, hard journey.
I would agree with you, John. I've definitely spent over $100,000 on my financial education at this point.
Yeah.
Lots of courses, lots of travel, seminars.
Exactly.
The one thing I always found is I got the best ROI from buying those courses, because that $100,000 has turned into millions.
Yeah, exactly. If
I got a skill that I can use for the rest of my life. So
yeah, that's right.
You ultimate confidence in never needing to go get a job or go back to any of that. It's ultimate freedom.
Yeah, you're never going to lose that skill set that you learn.
Like you could go out and kind of find your way into a couple of houses to buy and not really know what you're doing,
yeah,
and then kind of get held up and not be able to go forward, and that's it. Whereas if you had a coach, you might be able to, you won't hit that wall so fast.
Exactly. And not only that, but it's not just buying the course or investing in a coach. It's actually taking the action, which is what 95% of the people don't do that invest in, either, whether it be real estate investing courses or a lot of these other courses that I go to, these marketing courses or business courses. I see a lot of the same people, and they're not getting the results that they want for several reasons. The biggest one is they're not taking the action. They're just not, there's fear that is something's holding them back. And I talked with Anne on Monday, because that's really what her wealth attraction program is all about, is helping people that want that wealth to get out of their own head, to get over those fears that are causing them to not be successful, to not move forward. There's something that's preventing them from taking that step. You give them they have the education, even if they're working with a coach, but there's still something preventing them from moving forward. And until they actually unblock that, a lot of them aren't going to see the success that they want in their life.
I would agree with that. There was never once a course that I bought and I had no intention of doing it. If I bought a course, it was because I'm going to try what is in that course and I'm going to make it work.
Yeah.
I always want to get my course money back first.
Yeah, I've invested in some stuff, and I'll be the first to admit that I've not taken action on it, or I haven't gone through the course fully, and I've not, it's really been just a waste of my money. I've picked up stuff along the way, but I haven't taken the specific action required on those specific courses. So, I'm not saying that I'm any different from a lot of those people. I just haven't even gone through the course, let alone take the action that the course wants me to take. So, sometimes we fall in that situation, even though that we know better. But a lot of times entrepreneurs are a little bit ADHD, which Alan Brown was talking about on the show when he was on here. He's someone that has ADHD, and he managed to, he does a lot of brain hacks, and he managed to build some 8-figure businesses and sell those businesses once he got it under control. But a lot of entrepreneurs are ADHD, and they end up chasing shiny objects, or chasing squirrels. And
very easy to get distracted.
Yeah, and I do that on a regular. I've done that in the past on a regular basis. So, I see Anutsa's joined us. Welcome, Anutsa. Anutsa has a show a little bit later on today that I'm going to help her with, and looking forward to that. So make sure if anyone's out there looking to elevate your relationship skills, that'll be on at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So be on the lookout for that. Nobby's joined us. I see he's hitting the like button, and if you haven't done so, please hit the love button and share this video on Facebook. There's also a link there if you want to actually join the conversation. Click on the link, join us in Zoom. My friend, colleague, and fellow real estate investor John Simcoe from Fort McMurray joined us. And if you want to join the conversation, just click on that link in Zoom and come on the show, and we'll talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. So far, John, you're the only guy here, so just keep talking.
Awesome. Well, we were just talking about like our rent-to-own courses. Like you made one, and I've got one. And I find I give a lot of time where it's not always worth it time-wise.
Yeah.
On the dollar level, where there can be some real value, because I really want to start JVing with students of mine.
Yeah.
if they're putting really good deals together, that's how we're going to bring rent to own to other cities in Canada.
Yeah,
it's not going to be me going everywhere in Canada. It's going to be the people who I'm going to be teaching, working with, verifying their deals, and hopefully funding a few of them. I've funded student deals before.
Yeah,
We need just really quality deals to get put together.
So I'm not sure if you're aware, but I partnered with my coach and mentor, the guy that actually built the Rich Dad Education Company in Canada. It was known back then as the Wealth Intelligence Academy. He built it for Russ Whitney back in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then Kiyosaki ended up taking it over. But anyway, I partnered with him, and we actually launched nationwide rent-to-own business. For over a year, we're in, 15, 19 different cities. We have we have representatives right now. So we have a very, an amazing process. Like, we oversee the entire process, and we have partnerships with all of the people on the ground. And I run the marketing. I have built the websites and create the ads and all of that stuff. And we generate a lot of leads across the country. And then but it's all based on the sandwich lease option. Everything that we're doing is based on the sandwich lease option, but we're still attracting people that just want to sell their home today, or people going into foreclosure, things like that. And then we're trying to, as much as possible, help our partners put the deals together across the country. So yeah, we've really, because that was my mission when I wrote the book, A Rent-to-Own Revolution, was that I feel that rent to own is actually, it's a great solution for all parties when it's done properly. So what I did is I actually opened the curtains to rent to own in my book, and I laid it all on the line. So anyone that actually reads that book, you're going to know how to do it properly. So if you're a tenant buyer, or you're an investor, or you're a homeowner, you're going to know how it works inside and out. So because it's the people that don't operate with ethics and morals that give it a bad name. And you know that yourself, John. It's not the people like us that operate with integrity and do what's best for all parties. It's the people that know how it works, and they take advantage of the system, and then they end up screwing somebody, and that's how rent-to-own gets a bad name. I see
as soon as they start falling apart, nobody wants to touch them.
That's right.
I find some of the biggest parts of that is just having the right applicant in the house.
Yeah, it's
setting it up right from the very start.
Yeah, communication right up front. The process of, I have the process of and I'm quite sure that you do too, meeting with the credit coach and the mortgage broker right up front. So, and also explaining what's going to happen should the tenant buyer not fulfill their obligation. Not only explaining it to them, but getting them to write it down in their own handwriting and going through it like 10 ways to Sunday, and having them seek legal advice and coming back with a signed legal document saying that they talked to a lawyer and they understand what's going to happen if they don't fulfill their obligation.
Yeah, I do that. I do that too. I get them to write it out, like some of the things, so that it's in their handwriting saying they understand. I love being able to, it's important to tell them the good side, but also the consequences.
Yeah, there's risks involved. There's risks involved in everything. So as long as, you're upfront, honest, and transparent about the risks, basically it's very simple. As long as you fix your credit, work with the credit coach and fix your credit, as long as you pay the rent, and as long as you can qualify to buy this home at the end of the term, then we're never going to have an issue. We'll have an issue if you don't pay the rent, if you don't fix your credit, and you can't qualify to buy this home. That's when the issue comes into play. But the whole reason you came to me in the first place is because you want me to help you fix your situation, and you want to buy this home. So what has happened in that 2 to 3 years that has caused you to move backwards, not forwards? So but it's a great solution. I find it's a great solution. It's I still like rent-to-own and still try to help people on a regular basis when I can. We have other representatives here in Edmonton, so I don't actually do as much of the day-to-day meeting the homeowners and tenant buyers and stuff anymore. But so we have some other representatives in town that actually do it for us. So, all right. So when did you launch your course yet?
Yeah, it's been out for over a year.
Okay. And how's it been going? Are you using it? Is it more sort of a lead generator, trying to find the right types of people to JV with?
A little bit actually. I'll share with you how the whole thing kind of works.
Things are just going to go downhill. Andy Lockwood just joined us, so be prepared for the shit show to start.
So one thing that I did, now I have to go fix it up because there's something wrong with the video player on my website, which is a recent tech issue, which I will have fixed. But what I did is I made a free, simple 5-step to rent to own training system. And I made it completely free for people to be able to take.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and a half of content. And there's a few downloadable exercises so they can actually follow the example along and print it out and do a little bit like homework.
Okay.
Part of the reason was to be able to show them just how much money can actually be generated by doing this.
Right.
So that they could see themselves going, oh, I see how this works. And I can see myself doing it.
Right.
So people can take the free course. And if they like rent to own, great. I'd highly recommend buying the full version, either mine. I'm sure yours is perfectly good. You've got tons of experience, John.
Yeah.
But if people go out there and do it in real life, they got to be trained one way or the other.
That's right.
You cannot be messing with these people's lives without training.
I geared mine. Mine's not. I mean, it works for an investor, but I really geared it for the homeowner, the do-it-yourselfer. That was my sort of mission, is to walk the homeowner step by step, and even the tenant buyer. If the tenant buyer wants to take my course, then they'll actually know how to do their own rent to own.
I had a tenant buyer take my course.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? If you're looking to get into,
you wanted to see what goes on both sides of the transaction.
You know, you can cut out the middleman. That's what I tell people.
I still ended up doing a deal with him.
But he's much more educated.
He knows what's going on. He's very aware.
Yeah. But
it turned into a really good deal because he's very educated about how it works.
Yeah, and
I don't think
there's less hassle.
Have any slip-ups.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot less hassle dealing with that type of individual than there is someone that's not quite as educated or doesn't have quite as much background in the topic. So yeah, I wanted to do something that I could put on my website. So because there's a lot of homeowners and tenant buyers that go to my websites across the country, and I wanted to target those people who aren't maybe taking our service, that there's a lower, there's an alternative, because we actually do this as a service. A homeowner can actually hire me as a consultant, come in and set it up for them. That's the type of service that we offer as well, right across the country. You don't have to do the sandwich lease. Like, you just hire us as a consultant, and we'll set it up for you. But I wanted to make it a low investment alternative, very much like a COM-free model. Take the do-it-yourself program. Step by step, it walks you through every aspect of understanding what you need to do and how to do it when it comes to setting up your own rent to own and managing it throughout the process. So I went a different avenue than most people are targeting with their courses, the investors. I wanted to target homeowners, potentially tenant buyers, that they take the course, get educated, do it themselves. If they find out they don't want to do it themselves, then chances are they'll reach out to me and our company, and we'll do it for them.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I like what you're doing there, John.
I just didn't want to, everyone else is targeting courses towards the investors, so I just wanted to take a different play, and that was part of, when I wrote the book several years ago, that was sort of my idea. I wanted to legitimize the business, so I wanted to take it to the masses and make it so that people understand it, not just the investors, but homeowners understand it as well. Because when we present to a homeowner, we show them everything, and they make the choice. If they want us to do it, they'll see how much money they're going to make and how much money we make. If they want to do it, great, buy the course or hire us as a consultant, and you can do it and make all the money. Just pay us a fee up front. But we made it very transparent to everybody. Every person knows where the money is coming from, where the money is to be made. There's no hiding anything. We just open it right up to everybody. Yeah,
I don't have a problem with people knowing who's making what.
Yeah.
most of the time things are done fair.
That's right.
And if it's fair, then it's usually pretty good.
Yeah, as long as everybody is aware of what's going on. I mean, we're not a charity. We're in this thing to make money. So if you have a problem with me making money, then I'm probably not the type of person you want to be dealing with, because I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart.
Exactly.
So Lockwood, Andy just left a comment. Despite your attempt to ban me, I'm here anyway. And Nobby wants Lockwood banned, and my mother just welcomed Andy to the show. And I have to do a shout out to my mother. It's my mother's birthday today, so happy birthday, Mom. I did a shout out earlier in the week, as well as on her Facebook feed. So make sure, if you're still on the show, make sure you type in the comment section and wish my mother a happy birthday, everybody. So thanks for joining us. My guest canceled, and I put a Zoom link up there for anybody to show up. My friend and colleague John Simcoe joined from Fort McMurray, Alberta. He's a real estate investor. But anyone else is welcome to join in on the conversation if you want. Or you can just sit here and we'll just keep talking about whatever it is we're talking about, rent to own and real estate. So what's next? So you're looking to do a couple of apartment buildings. Do you have an area in mind? Or you're looking in Alberta still, or looking to go east, south?
Well, I'm still looking a bit in Alberta, but the other area that I've been looking at a bit is Ontario.
Okay.
And that whole GTA area just outside of the city.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many people, and there's vacancy rates are so low, and the rents are decent.
Yeah.
But I did have an accepted offer on one back in August. But after doing the due diligence, it would have made money. It was a good building, like it had good bones. It was profitable. It just wasn't as profitable as we wanted.
Right.
So we ended up not buying the property, and I'm going to look for something else.
Good call.
You don't always go buy the first one you get an offer on either. That was my first accepted offer on a commercial apartment building. Yeah,
there's so much work to do in due diligence on those compared to a single family home. So
it was a learning experience.
Did you fly down to?
Yes, I did. Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
The very next day that it was accepted, I was down there.
Do you already have a team in place down there for if you do?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I got 3 areas in Ontario where I've got teams.
Excellent.
Yeah. One is Toronto itself. I don't know if I'll really do much in Toronto. It's just so high priced.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Got a team in Hamilton and another team in Guelph.
Okay. Looks like Nobby's just joined us as well. So, John, I'm just going to switch to Nobby here for a few minutes and have a chat with him. Great. Okay. Thanks for joining us. Now, Nobby, just give me a second. I got to figure this thing out here. I don't know how this works.
This is the first, buddy.
Oh, there it is. First time I've actually used Zoom for a multi-show thing here.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm looking my way around. So am I coming through okay?
Yeah, you're perfectly fine. So what's going on in Australia? You just having breakfast?
7:45 a.m. tomorrow for you.
Yeah. So it's Thursday there already?
Yes, it is. Getting close to the end of the working week, except for when you're in our line of business, obviously there is no end of working week.
Yeah. Yeah, as an entrepreneur, I don't think there's a start and a finish to the week, is there? It's just every day is the same day. No. Every day is a Saturday, Nobby. Every day is a Saturday.
Hey, I used to get into trouble because when I used to be a financial planner on a Friday night, I'd be really sort of down and a bit sad and everything, and it would be like, well, what's the matter with you? It's Friday. I've got no one to talk to tomorrow. Sunday night would be, yeah, great. What's the matter with you? Tomorrow's Monday. I've got people to talk to. And that's how much I love the work that I was doing.
So what are you up to these days, Nobby? You're, I know that you've published a couple books, and are you in the? You're still not in the that business, are you? The one where you ended your workday at Friday.
No, that was financial planning, and I ended that 10 years ago.
Okay.
But no, for the last 10 years, I've sort of been fairly solid in online marketing. Was back in 2012, I opened an outsourcing office in the Philippines, which I had to close last year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, while that was exciting, unfortunately, the woman running it was not being totally honest with me all the way through. And
gee, that's a shocker. For anyone that's ever been to the Philippines, that's a shocker.
well, and she was American.
Oh, was she? I could understand because I mean, even a lot of the Filipinos don't trust their Filipinos, so everybody's shady over there.
Look, I've got to tell you, I was so disappointed. Maybe I'm just a softie at heart.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I found was I cared more about them than what they cared about themselves.
Yeah.
You know, now that's a pretty dumb sort of situation.
Yeah.
They have this constant feeling of entitlement. You're a white person, therefore you have money. And we are entitled to your money.
Yeah.
So, you know, but I did end up getting a good team of about 15 people working for me in the office. We had it set up. I had people knocking on the door saying, we love your setup. You've got air conditioning. You've got, you know, clean water. You've got everything, all new equipment. We want to come and work for you, even if you don't pay us any more than what we're getting now.
Right.
Because I found people who were stuck in corners of rooms that were, you know, on a 2x2 desk that had a laptop, no air conditioning, in sweatshop type conditions. And I thought, how can you work in this? And they were working for absolutely peanuts.
Right.
And it broke my heart. So, you know, obviously I'm a softie.
Yeah, I got several outsourcers over there myself. I mean, I don't have an organization set up, but I deal with some specific people. I've had one employee for 5 years, another guy for a couple of years, and I just started with another lady that's doing some other tasks. It's all task-driven stuff, right? Because it takes a while to train them, like especially in the communication. Because my friend married a Filipino girl. I've been over there twice already, so I know that this means they don't really know. Just because they say yes or they shake their head does not mean that they actually know what you're talking about. So when my employees say yes to me, it's like, okay, do you really understand, or are you just saying yes? And because I need to be clear, do you know what I'm talking about or not? And they're actually, communication's gotten much better. And that's the biggest thing with outsourcers is trying to find somebody and understanding that they don't understand everything that you think. So, you know, training them and getting that communication through to them is not as easy as some people make it out to be.
No. In fact, I probably had 4 management staff for the 15 people working there.
Wow.
So, you know, it's a give them one task and they will perform that one task. Don't ask them or expect them to think beyond doing that one task.
I guess, you know what, Nobby, I have to cut this off because there's a leak in my ceiling here. So I got to go. I actually got to cut this show off and find out what the hell is going on in my house. So so I'm going to end the show early, everybody, because I have water coming down in my studio. So I got to go. All right. Thanks, Nobby.